I want to run through a few boundary throw-ins that happened over the weekend that resulted in goals, and they were great setups by each of the teams that I'll cover in this video. So the first one is Melbourne versus Brisbane. You see there's two players here at the back. So Max Gawn identifies that there's two frees. Not only is two frees, there's space behind this boundary throw-in. So for him to do that, he has to hold his opponent as long as he can, know where the drop of the ball is, and then give himself the opportunity to run and jump and then flick it over the back, and Trent Rivers ends up getting the ball. So it's a great set play, and a great hit by Max Gawn over the Trent Rivers down. This is because he comes through, crumbs it, left foot goal. Next one is the Suns versus Collingwood. Now I love this one. This is a great setup. So watch the coaches. The coaches has got his back to the play. He's just there to create a 1-on-2. There's Josh Dacos and Darcy Moore basically facing their goal. This is where a lot of teams like to have their numbers, but he just creates nuisance. He creates a 1-on-2. You see this space here is where they want to hit it. And then there's Ben Long's in and amongst this confusion, so to create a little bit of chaos and some speed on the ball. So you watch him take off now. He's taking off. I love what Steele Sidebottom does as the winger. He identifies that the dangerous spot is over the back of the ruck contest. So he tries to get in, but doesn't get there quick enough. And then Sam Flanders acts as a decoy to allow Ben Long to come through this way. And it's a great hit from Witts. Little soft tap there, and he gets on his foot really, really quickly. Ben Long, great finish. And the next one is from Draper. In this situation, no Geelong ruck could go. So what Dangerfield does, he comes in and he stands pretty close. He knows that he can only go up and there's a ruck. There's no Geelong has been nominated. They didn't have enough time. But what Draper does, he acts as though he's going to grab it out of the air. You watch what unfolds. And then what they do, they have another one here running as decoy, but Hind ends up getting the ball. And this is such a good play. Very, very smart from Draper. So Dangerfield thinks that he's going to go and get it. He thinks he's going to grab it out of the air, which most rucks do, but you watch what happens in this situation. So they had a number of Essendon players running decoys, so it confuses the guys below. But everyone thinks that Draper is going to take it out of the air. He doesn't do that. He makes it as a decoy to come through. And look at all this space that Hind runs into. Picks it up. I love that. Smart play by Draper. Great setup by the Bombers. Great finish. I love those three boundary throw-in setups. Over the weekend with footy, there's some wonderful stop plays inside forward 50 that resulted in goals. And I just want to highlight a couple that I saw. Here is Rankin. Heaney was on him. Really well set up. And it's all about getting... In this section, you like to have someone who's a right footer comes around. And then if you're on this side, you like to have a left footer come around on left foot. So in all these examples, it's all right footers. So highlighted there, Rankin. It's really hard to see, but he sort of drags Heaney away as though he's not going to be involved, and then comes flying through. You can see here, Heaney right behind him, but he just took Heaney away towards the boundary line and then used his pace to come through. A great finish. Next one is a Giants game, and it was Soldo actually wins the tap, and they had a free set up here just to hit back. It wasn't the best place to hit, to be honest. Bedford gets on this really, really well, and it's once again using someone who's got pace. In this instance, Bedford, very quick, just at the point of where the umpire's about to throw the ball, he pushes off and then uses his pace. Gets a bit lucky because of the hit, but just, you can see him accelerating here and takes off and comes through. Really good play here behind with the sweeper. The Giants play. Just watch him here. He goes from this position here and then pushes to the Port Adelaide free. Really well set up. Love how he comes across the block if it goes back. But Soldo actually wins this tap. For my mind, as a ruck and a defence, you hit it that way. Don't hit it into this area where they have a majority of their setup and Bedford gets onto it and goal. And this is my favourite one. The next one is my favourite one from Sydney. Once again, they create this confusion here. And Papley gets onto it. Once again, this side of the ground, right footer. And the Swans set this up really, really well. Bit of congestion here. All right, great tap from Grundy. Look at Papley coming through already. Look at the congestion there. Here's Papley coming through on his right foot. Great tap from Grundy. Finish. So some sensational inside forward 50 stop play goals on the weekend. You set up early, get someone from the band's line to come through on their right foot, left foot to create goals. I want to talk about two stop plays yesterday that were pivotal in getting Sydney back in the game against Geelong yesterday. Now, in this clip here, I've highlighted Warner. He was the one that was on the end of this goal, and you could see it was pretty deep into the second quarter. But these are two stop plays that were critical. But it wasn't, for my mind, it wasn't only Warner, Heaney, and Goulden, and obviously Grundy giving them first use at the stop plays that was pivotal. But for me, and he must get credit for this, was Taylor Adams. He was awesome in these two stop plays. So got here, this is where Warner's walking over. It's not good play by Geelong. He walks over, or jogs over, actually by himself. He turns his head going, hang on, there's not anyone around. But the most important player in this point is Taylor Adams. Goes over to block for Goulden, who comes through. Just outstanding work. Just unselfish play. Just blocks his opponent there. Goulden then comes from behind. All right. Even contest in the ruck there. Great pickup. Over to Warner. Goal. Warner comes off from facing the goal, but no checking at all by Geelong. Really poor play. And then in the next one, goes down into their forward line again, and you've got Heaney who ends up kicking the goal, but the most important person here is Taylor Adams with his block. He just creates confusion in this area. So he comes over, and there's a better angle from this, but this is a great tap from Grundy. Here is Taylor Adams. Just comes in and creates confusion with his stop play. You've got Papley and Heaney in this area, and when you go back on this, he's actually in a space where you would love to hit when you're in the forward line. And by him coming out of this area, not only creates space, but creates confusion inside there over to Heaney. Now, if you look at from this angle, look at Taylor Adams' work rate. His mindset is team orientated, create confusion and a block, and look at that. Beautiful play by Taylor Adams and creates that space for both Heaney and Papley, but Heaney obviously ends up getting it and kicking the goal. Credit to Taylor Adams. His work rate and his unselfish play in those top plays was brilliant. Okay, let's talk about that stop play inside forward 50 for Sydney last night that won them the game. Goulden's goal on the left. It's outstanding. The way to set this up, there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. And as I'll show you in this clip, you'll see how effective this set play was. It was awesome. In the state of the game, where it was, this is brilliant. So what I've circled there, I've circled Goulden and Heaney. Now, what's the difference where the ball is too, in the central to the goals? Heaney's a right footer, Goulden's a left footer. That's very, very important to keep in mind. So what happens here? There's a little bit of congestion, creates a little bit of chaos, and there's Quainer and I think it's still side bottom stuck there. And then watch Pendlebury. He's the sweeper. Also keep in mind, also pay attention to Jordan here and what he does. So basically what they're trying to do, Sydney, is set up Goulden to go here on his left, Heaney to go here on his right. Very, very important. And then once you have that set up, you actually need to win the hit. And what actually eventuates is when the ball is thrown up, there's confusion here. You can see it already. So it's almost like Goulden's going to block for Heaney. So they think that Heaney is the main target. Because watch what both Sidebottom, Quainer's behind it, and watch what Pendlebury does here. They all think that Heaney is the target. Watch Heaney. Now look at still Sidebottom, look at Quainer, and look at Pendlebury coming off as a sweeper. All looking at Heaney. But hey, this guy's pretty good too. So when it goes to the left, when we're looking at the screen, when it goes to the left and the hit, look what Jordan's doing. Unbelievable block. Quainer, gone. And then the snap. A brilliant setup by Sydney. Absolutely love that stop play last night that won them the game.